Ladies and gentlemen, GHB TV, we are live. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate those who are on their way. Appreciate those who are new to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. It's still early and I'm finishing up a platter. You know what I mean? We here. Gots to get my grub. I ain't shit without my grub. Pump up the volume. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford is scheduled for September 12th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And guess what? Guess what? Bud Crawford is going to win that fight. Not because he's black, not because he beat Earl, not because I'm just picking him, not because I'm hating on Canelo. I respect both fighters and what they do. I respect who they are and what they've done in boxing. But the jig is up, Canelo. I've been paying attention. And if my calculations are right, Bud Crawford is going to win by decision. Most likely a unanimous decision. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not bullshitting at all. Don't tell me how to talk. Don't tell me how to talk. You came to my channel. You came to my channel. And on my channel, we eat. It's that simple. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. Some people say, well, Greg, you gotta be more professional. I do what the fuck I want in my house. So until they move me into a studio and pay me the money I want to be paid, we're going to do things how I like to do them. Don't forget, y'all, Sunday dinner tonight. Not tonight, not late, but probably around 4 or 5 o'clock. Sunday dinner. Bang. My man Bang, Greg Hackett, we're going to get together tonight. And we're going to talk about this weekend. You know what I mean? Yes, it's called a breakfast platter. Eggs, bacon, grits. You feel me? Uncle Ruckus, what you say? It's real niggas in this joint. We ain't worrying about no food. We got to eat. But let's get back to the subject at hand. Enough about me. Terrence Bud Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be some things that I present to you today that you may not like. Ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be some things that I present to you that you may not agree with. But in the end, it'll all make sense. I know. He always talking shit. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. I know. I may not know about cars or Dancing with the Stars, but I know about boxing. Shit. I know about boxing. Watch this shit here. You ever I said watch this shit here? I'm almost done the platter, y'all. We breaking it down. They say it's not polite to eat on camera, but some of y'all eat ass. I ain't judging. I ain't judging. Some of y'all eat ass daily too. I ain't judging. Some of y'all out here blowing up balloons for a living. I ain't judging. That's your business. What you do in your house, that's what you do in your house. What I do in mine is what I do in mine. And one thing about Greg Hackett, we gonna eat. So again, Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez in September. I'm picking already Bud Crawford to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Make sure I hit that like button on the way in. We ain't judging. Almost done. We ain't judging. One more. One more. No, it might be two more. Hold on. All right, one more. You gotta get them. You gotta get them extras. You know you gotta get that shake off the plate. You know they fuck with the shake too. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Now listen. Every time. Now listen. I'm gonna say it one more time. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, September 12th, Las Vegas, Nevada. And guess what? Bud Crawford's gonna win that fight. Here's why. My number one reason is Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter, but his body, the wear and tear is starting to set in. And I think it's been setting in over the last 5 years. A lot of people don't take it into consideration, the preparation for these fights, what it takes out of a man, what it takes out of your body to prepare for war 60 plus times on a professional level. Coda, my guy, blessings to you and your family. We are here. A lot of people don't take into consideration what it takes to prepare for a 12-round fight over and over and over again. That's one reason. Two, Canelo think he's slick. I'm going to tell y'all something about my education. I know I didn't win the title. I know there's plenty of guys who didn't win the title. So I'm not alone. But that don't mean I don't know nothing about boxing. One thing I know about boxing, though, is weight classes. Why do I know about weight classes? Because I've competed myself at 147 pounds, 154 pounds, 160 pounds, 168 pounds, 175 pounds, cruiserweight, and heavyweight. And I'm still here to talk about it. So that means I know something. I know something about boxing. Code, I got you, baby. Let me break this shit down. I don't want to lose train of thought. You know how I get now. You know how I get. We'll go somewhere else. I know a little something about boxing though, baby. Trust me. One thing I know about fighting in multiple weight classes, the bigger you get, yes, you feel a little stronger, but the game slows down. The fighters slow down. The more you go up in weight, the more the fighters slow down. I'm not taking nothing away from Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter and possibly one of the greatest fighters of his time. No disrespect to him at all. But one thing I know about when you fight bigger guys, they are bigger targets. What that means is you have more to hit. What I spoke on about the speed, they're a lot slower, which means most of the time for a guy like Canelo Alvarez to be athletic as he is, to be as ferocious as he is, he can see when most of them shots are coming. And if he's in shape like he always is, he can handle it. He can handle it. I'm not going to listen. Canelo is built like a tank. I'm not going against that. But he's been getting away with beating on these bigger, slower fighters. Why? Because another thing I know about boxing, it's hard to fight a short, skilled fighter. Because most of the time when you in the gym and you punching up. Most of the time when you in the gym, you sparring guys your size or maybe taller. Just because a guy is shorter than you, that don't mean you can automatically beat him. And if the guy know how to fight, if he understand distance, he is strong and he can punch. Being shorter, he could be dangerous. He could be very dangerous. I want y'all to really listen to me. The reason he's dangerous, not just the skill, because now the dynamics of everything you've been doing in the gym changes in a fight because now you looking down and shooting down. And if you so hyped up and excited, you can go in there and make a lot of mistakes. Canelo causes guys to do that because of his presence. Canelo forces guys to let their hands go. But he's applying pressure by just simply stepping to you. And everybody think about the knockouts. Think about the knockouts. But then I looked at something. 63 wins, 39 knockouts. That's a lot of knockouts. Don't get it fucked up. That's a lot of knockouts. But he ain't knocking out everybody. 2 losses, 2 draws. So yeah, there's some power there for sure. We're not going to disrespect the power. It's definitely some power there. But he's not knocking everybody out. So that means to me, even though he can punch, it ain't the craziest punch we ever seen. So if you go in there with the mindset, like Dimitri Bivol said, Dimitri Bivol said it last night. He said most guys lose to Canelo from the rip because they already scared of him. And that's absolutely true. Canelo Alvarez 2 losses was to Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol, right? What was Floyd Mayweather? Smaller, faster fighter. What was Bivol? A natural light heavyweight, meaning I'm saying natural light heavyweight because naturally bigger than Canelo, but also understands distance, understands boxing. He understands combat. He's not afraid. He wasn't rattled. What we saw last night from Skull, even though he did what he do, he wasn't confident. He wasn't confident because he was already thinking about the power without even being hit. But we'll get back to that. We still on Canelo. I want y'all, before y'all start judging the things I'm saying, just try to hear me out first. I don't want people to just come on here and just start judging just because they don't like what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying first. So we got the wear and tear. Yes, Canelo's done some great things at higher weight classes, but the thing is, he's he's used to fighting bigger fighters. With fighting bigger fighters, we fighting guys who are less conditioned, and we fighting guys who are slower and most likely going to get tired quicker than a smaller guy. And how many guys that size are that athletic at that size and can think on their feet? A lot of them can't. A lot of those big guys can't think on the drop of a dime. Some of them can, a lot of them can't. You have a few. I know from experience being in there with a bigger guy. Yeah, he's bigger. He may be able to do more damage because he is powerful. But if you can see the punch coming, you can either get away from it or you can brace for the shot. Therefore, I'm in a comfortable state. A guy like Canelo is in a comfortable state fighting at 168, 175 because he could see the punches. Go, if you don't believe me, go back, watch Floyd and Canelo. He couldn't see the punches. That's why. That's why he didn't like. That's why he didn't like being in there with Mayweather. The speed was too much for him. And then again, if we talk about Bivol, even though he was a bigger guy, Bivol was a freak of nature. The only man to not be knocked out by Arthur Beterbiev. That says enough. And understands combat. He understands boxing. He understands distance. He understands timing. Bivol was a great fighter. So Canelo wasn't in there with a slouch when he fought Bivol. And I'm not calling everybody else a slouch. But I'm saying the experience I do have being in the ring, I do understand. The speed between 147, 168, it's a lot different. And you can feel it each time. You can feel it each weight class. Damn, the shot's a little heavier. Shot's a little heavier, but not that fast. It's rare you see a big guy with very fast hand. Hence, David Benavidez. Let me go ahead and take a orange juice. Take a sip. That was good. David Benavidez. Why you think Canelo ain't want that trouble? The hand speed. Because it's rare that you get a guy that big with that type of hand speed, with that type of intensity level, who's not afraid of you. Because you might get a guy who is fast and big, but guess what? Scared of you. You might get a guy who can punch. Might not be scared of you. Ain't that fast. Or he don't understand distance. Or he don't understand timing. There's always something missing. And that's every fighter. There's always something missing from every fighter. But the thing is, the more you go up, the slower the fighters get. The more you go up, the slower the fighters get. So Canelo has been beating a lot of these guys just off of his name alone. What I mean by that is before they get in the ring, they already don't believe in themselves. They already don't believe in themselves. You would think Canelo was a giant, but then when you look at him, they got him listed at 5'7.5". Shit, I'm 5'6". We the same size. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it fucked up. We cannot get mad at Canelo for who he is and what he's done in boxing. Canelo is a great fighter. I just think Terrence Bud Crawford is going to beat him. What I'm seeing from Canelo, he's slowing down. Slowing down. Now let's talk about inside the ring. Canelo really only let his hands go when your back is against the ropes. That's the only time. That's the only time you really see Canelo letting his hands go, when your back is against the ropes, or he got you damn near against the ropes. We're gonna talk about Bud. Canelo only really let his hands go when your back is against the ropes. Go ahead and hit the like button if you agree. If you don't agree, it's fine. But go ahead and subscribe too. Because I'm going to be in my bag for a little while now. Canelo Alvarez, don't get it fucked up, is a great fighter. But he's been getting away with a lot of shit. Why do you think, okay, why do you think we keep hearing, especially last night, guys say, I'm tired of all the moral victories with Canelo. I'm tired of all the, they telling you. Guys is getting in there and they already scared of him. They already thinking about the power. And it's so crazy because when the last time he knocked somebody cold out? I ain't talking about knocking them down or beating them up. I'm talking about just knocking somebody cold out. When the last time he just knocked somebody out cold, sleep? Been a minute. He'll beat your ass. Don't get it fucked up. He'll beat your ass. Also, let me tell you something about the weight classes. The punch count lowers the higher you go up. The punch count lowers the higher you go up in weight. What that means is Canelo can pace himself. Canelo could still make 160. Shit, maybe even 54. But you know why he likes 68? That's when you start getting them big sloppy motherfuckers. The motherfuckers that be tripping over their feet for no reason. The motherfuckers that'll stand there and take a punch. If you don't believe me about the punch count, the average punch count, look it up. What's the average punch count for a 147 pounder? And what's the average punch count for a 168 pounder? Trust me. Canelo loves 168 because he could pace himself. He could load up a shot and you're going to stand there and try to take it. Or guess what? The same way that the guys get slower, the higher you go up in weight, the same way he appears to be fast to those guys, because why? He's a naturally smaller fighter. He's a naturally smaller fighter. So he understands speed on a different level. He naturally has speed that a bigger guy doesn't have because they can't feel it. They can't even understand it because their bodies don't operate that way. Not every fighter that high up in weight understands hand speed. Hence, David Benavidez. That's why Canelo don't want that fight. Because that's a big man with great hand speed who throws a lot of punches. I don't want to deal with that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm Greg Hackett, and we here. We here. Let me tell y'all why. Let me tell you why Canelo Alvarez decided to even fight Bud Crawford. He knows, first of all, it's a great fight. He knows this. Second of all, he knows Terrence Bud Crawford is the type of fight that you really got to get ready for. Canelo does love a challenge, but he don't like to be overwhelmed. When he fought Mayweather, he didn't think he would be overwhelmed with the speed, but that was the part he forgot about. But then that's why he also got better after that fight. He knows Terrence Bud Crawford is a challenge. And that's going to make him train. That's going to make him really train, right? But he doesn't, I don't think he respects Terrence Bud Crawford's power. And I think he sees enough openings where he like, I could get him. So that's why he even considering this fight. You understand? He knows it's a great fight. He know who Terrence Bud Crawford is. Trust me. He know who he is. But he's okay with taking this fight because you know what? He jumped from 47 to 54. He only fought at 54 once. Looked like he had a little bit of trouble. All right, I'll fuck with him. Undefeated, two-time undisputed, four-weight division champion. Great matchup. Same reason he fought Charlo, right? But this is the difference. Here's the difference. Bud Crawford not scared of him. Bud Crawford not scared of him. Promise you. Now, let's talk about Bud being a smaller fighter. Bud, just like Canelo, understands difference in speed. Why? He's jumped weight classes. He understands. He understands how fast he was at 35, 40 or whatever, 47, 54. He understands those speeds. But going to 68, just like Canelo, is going to feel more natural to Bud Crawford because he walk around that big. That big meaning over 68. These dudes reach 180, 85. Canelo might reach 190. Things like that. Maybe bigger. I don't know. But this is from my experience for boxing. I know how big these guys get. So fighting at 168, Crawford's going to be strong, just as strong as Canelo. But being almost the same height, dealing with possibly the same speed, we're going to see a great fight. Why? Canelo has been getting used to over the years fighting the same type of fighters when we talk about size, mannerisms, speed, which are the big guys. Yeah, they giving Canelo good fights. I'm not saying they're not giving him good fights. They're giving him good fights. The thing is, Canelo can see it coming. Here's the thing. When you're used to looking up, punching up, keeping your hands up high, things like that, nobody really even trying to go to your body because they all taller than you. Now we're going to fight a guy our height. Things are going to change. The dynamics are going to change. It's going to feel like he back at 54 again. Because now you got a guy more your size. But here's the thing. The punches are going to be coming out shorter, faster, because they're coming from a naturally smaller guy. But moved up just like you did. Now, let's be fair. Terrence Bud Crawford hasn't even competed at 168 or 160 and has only competed at 54 one time. But he understands boxing. He understands combat. He understands war. The same as Canelo. This is why this is going to be a great fight. It's not going to be easy for either man, but Canelo with the 60 plus fights, a lot of wear and tear, slowing down. I'm watching him slowing down a lot. And he only doing his work when your back is against the ropes. Bud will take away his left hook and his jab and will make him pick up his feet. Bud will frustrate him. Trevor Davis, I appreciate the love. Earlier, I got a John too. I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't get to look at that. I wasn't trying to lose my spill. I'm looking back now. I'm sorry. Somebody left the other donation. I'm sorry. I can't find it, but I appreciate the love. I really do. Now, Terrence Bud Crawford, I know a lot of people say he chinny. I keep telling y'all, when you fighting at them smaller weight classes, and the speed is what it is, you're gonna get hit with some shit you ain't see. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the damage being done when you get hit with a shot. Do you all right, let's get out of the ring for a second. Is it anybody on here that ever been punched in the face unknowingly? Meaning somebody in the streets we call you somebody snuck you or they stole you or they I'ma steal you. You ever had somebody do that to you? Is there anybody in the chat that's ever been hit in the face unknowingly? I'm talking about you sitting there talking to your homie and somebody buku out of nowhere though. Right? Now, let's talk about you actually arguing with somebody, fighting somebody, sparring somebody, and you see the punch coming. You know that feeling when you get the brace for the shot? You know that feeling when you get the brace for the shot? Then you catch the shot off your chin, side of your head, back here, whatever it is. And it's like, that wasn't that hard. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you got to see the shot, the fact that you braced for it, the fact that you seen it coming and you was able to turn off a little bit, that took a little bit off the shot. Shot wasn't that hard. I'm saying all this to say, when you fighting at the lower weight classes and you got them 8-ounce gloves on, and a motherfucker got hand speed like a Gamboa, and it's crazy because a lot of you boxing fans are new. Because a lot of y'all don't even remember Yuriokis Gamboa. Gamboa is an 8 to 10 punching motherfucker, combination punching motherfucker. You got to go back and look at the tapes. Gamboa was putting 10 pieces on motherfuckers. No bullshit. Don't look at these tapes of Gamboa of late. I'm talking about go back to 2009, 2010. Gamboa was putting 10 pieces on motherfuckers. You think he not going to hurt you? You think he not going to catch you? You fighting at a smaller weight class. Great hand speed. All right. Bud been through some trials and tribulations, but always got the win, right? Great competitor. Now, the one fight that they said he wasn't going to win, nobody believed in him. They said he had no business getting in there with Earl Spence. He was too small. He was going to get manhandled. Such was not the case. He turned the tables on all y'all. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why he turned the tables on all y'all. The man understands competition. He understands levels. He understands war. He understands preparation. He understands what he has to do. He understands game planning. He understands it. All in all, still got these 8 ounces on though. You know what I'm saying? So you know you in there with Earl Spence, who's not the fastest at 47, but he one of the strongest. So what did Bud do? Put on some muscle. He prepared himself to catch punches and counter punches and dictate with his jab. You know what I mean? Make sure you hit the like button, man. Make sure you subscribe too, because we're going to be getting into this shit. We're going to talk about the fight at 54 with Madrimov too. I ain't going to leave y'all stinking. Trust me, I got y'all. But Earl Spence was supposed to be the guy to stop him. The Walkers, appreciate the donation. Listen. Make sure y'all tune in to Fighting Words with Bang later on, y'all. We going to be on some shit. But dig it, though. Here we go. Earl was tailor-made for a guy like Bud because Bud instinct level is through the roof. Very strong individual. A lot of those punches we thought was going to be moving Bud around didn't affect him. because he properly prepared for that fight. This is another one of those fights. But everybody's so high on Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo Alvarez has trouble with smaller guys. 2 cents. Appreciate the love, gang. The main thing when you in there with a Canelo Alvarez is you have to be confident in your abilities. You have to be confident in what it is you can do. You know what I mean? Also, what we saw last night when they matched up head to head, they're the same size. That's going to play a major part in this fight. One thing I know, the intensity level is not going to bother Bud Crawford. Now let's go to 154 Bud when he fought Madrimov. A lot of people said to me last night, "Gee, you tripping. Madrimov gave him all the trouble in the world." Okay, let's say he did. What would y'all say the reason? What would y'all say the reason was Madrimov gave Canelo trouble? I'm going to wait a couple seconds. Super Night Cigar, appreciate you, gang. Bo Mac and Bud better tell Turkey to set up drug testing. We all know how that Reno/Canelo camp, yeah, Reno versus, slash Canelo camp, the game, yeah, the Juice Crew. We already dig it. Appreciate the donation. All right, some people say his style, some people say his movement, awkwardness, foot feints. All right, okay, good. I'm glad y'all with me. Awkwardness. He wasn't intimidated. Okay, all right, I like all of that, right? Different style feints for the different fight than all right for the different fight than he usually do. I like that too. Timing, all of that, right? Now let's talk about it. Remember what I said about Canelo Alvarez having the wear and tear? Remember when I talked about that? And his body slowing down? It's some movements Canelo don't really want to make. That's why keeping his hands up high, catching the punches, he mastered that. You know why he mastered that? Because I ain't got to keep moving around. I ain't got to take a step back. I ain't got to slide over. I ain't got to slip so hard. I'm just gonna sit and keep my guard up tight, and I'm gonna catch these punches, right? But over time, the wear and tear is slowing him down. Madrimov, how many fights did he have when he fought Bud? What was he, 9-0, 10-0? A lot of amateur fights. Let's not get it fucked up. But the amateur maximum is only 3 rounds, 3 minutes. The professional maximum is 12 rounds, 3 minutes. Big difference. Canelo Alvarez turned pro when he was a teenager. So he's been a professional way longer than Madrimov's been a professional, right? So on a professional level, Madrimov still got a lot of energy. Still got a lot of energy. That's energy that Canelo don't have. Canelo ain't about to get on his toes and start bouncing around all night. He don't feel like that shit. He don't feel like that shit. And he has found success with walking guys down. Even after the fight with Mayweather, he added some skill. He added some slipping, rolling, some catching, all of that. But even after that, he still choose to walk you down. Right? Because he can reserve himself. He can reserve himself doing that. He don't have to box you. He don't have to use his footwork too much. He don't have to use his defense as far as slipping and rolling too much. Why? Because fighting at the higher weight classes, I can see most of that shit coming. Here's the thing with a Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford understands fighting and he understands boxing. And you're going to be getting it from the southpaw stance and the orthodox stance together. So, with that being said, Canelo Alvarez is going to have trouble fucking with Bud Crawford because he's not going to be easily to trap. At the same time, he's going to be equal in stature. And you getting shots fired from all over the place. And you in there with a guy who's not scared of you. I never said Canelo was easy to hit. I never said that. You heard me say master keeping his hands up, catching the punches. You got to keep up with me. If you're going to fuck with me, you got to fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. But if you gonna fuck with me, fuck with me. But just don't fuck with me. See if you can fuck with me on that one. I think Bud should bring Boots, Connor Ben, and Bivol in the camp to keep him sharp. Appreciate the donation. Trevor Davis. I am picking Bud to win. I stated that earlier in the live. If you go back to the beginning of the live, I told y'all I'm picking Bud to win. Also, I picked Bud in the title. If you see the title of the live, the entire title, I'm picking Bud to win. Bud doesn't have the amount of wear and tear that Canelo has, but at the same time has the same level of intensity. The punches, I feel like the punches is pretty even though Canelo got more fights. If you look at the knockout ratio, the punching power is pretty even. The speed, pretty even. We in for a great fight, ladies and gentlemen. Like it or not, we in for a great fight. But like I was saying, Madrimov being awkward, in and out on his toes, things like that. But being fresh to 154, trying to fill it out. This guy doing a lot of jumping around like the amateurs. It did give him trouble. When the last time he fought a guy like that? Let's be real. When the last time you fought a guy like that? You coming off the fight with Earl walking straight to you. And then you go in there with a jackrabbit. Think about what that does to your brain. Of course it's gonna be tough. And I'm not making excuses. Of course it's gonna be tough. GH, all this running in the ring is killing me, man. Olmec Original. Appreciate the love, gang. Appreciate the love, gang. Hey, yo. So again, east side of Pittsburgh. Appreciate the love, gang. So again, you go in there with an Earl Spence that you fight, and then you fight a jackrabbit the next fight. Think about it. That's going to give you some trouble. But think about if you put Bud and Canelo in the ring. We already know Canelo ain't going to be bouncing in and out his toes trying to get away from Bud. Now listen, don't get it fucked up. Canelo going to box. He going to box when he fight Bud. Trust me. Trust me. I'm calling it now. Canelo's going to box when he fight Bud Crawford. I'm not saying he's going to stand there. He's not going to stand there like a robot and just let Bud get off. No. He going to box a little bit, but he not going to box like a Madrimov. He not going to be just boing, 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 boing. He not going to be doing all that. Canelo going to keep his hands up high, be very calculated, using his skills. Watch. And the reason he's going to be using his skills, because of the respect level for Terrence Bud Crawford. Because one thing I know about animals respect animals. Why you think the fight is on a Friday? Friday night fights. I don't know. It might be one of those big weekends. We never know. Bud by decision or Canelo by KO. Chase Paper says. I don't know why to fight on a Friday, but hey, we'll take it. I think they're trying to get everybody out to Vegas early and force you to stay for the whole week. That's what it sounds like to me. And this shit might work. I'm telling you. Now, is it fair to say that Bud Crawford's fight with Earl Spence, that was him against his biggest puncher? I'm asking a question now. Is it fair to say that? Carbon 12, what up, gang? Is it fair to say that? Is it fair to say that Earl Spence was the biggest puncher. So who do we think the biggest puncher is? What's up, gangsta? Who do we think the biggest puncher is? He said the ones that wobbled him. All right. Mean Machine, I guess. Some people say Mean Machine. Okay. I'm making this point because a lot of people were saying Earl was too big and he was going to stop him. But like I said, Terrence Crawford prepared for that fight, put on some extra, put on some extra so that he could go in there and brace the shots. He gonna do the same thing with Canelo, but he gonna be boxing. They both gonna be boxing. It's gonna be a high level of respect in there for each fighter. But don't get it fucked up. Canelo's gonna strike first. Canelo's gonna strike first because he has to. The more he let Bud Crawford warm up, the worse it's gonna get. I'm not saying he gonna beat the living shit out of Bud, but the more he let Bud get comfortable, the more we gonna see come out. The more difficult it's gonna be for Canelo Alvarez. Let's be real. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but hit the like button. You don't have to like what I'm saying, but hit that like button. Trust me. Trust me when I say this. It's going to be a great fight. A great fight, an epic fight. The respect level for the two is going to be through the roof. But the way they going to get it in, mm, mm, it's going to be one of them. My goodness. You think Nello history fighting bigger fighters matter? I think it matters in the fact, I spoke on this earlier in the live. I think it matters in the fact that Canelo got used to fighting bigger guys who are slower. Hold on, y'all. We're going to take 10 seconds, man. Hit that like button, man. We got 430 people in here. And 100, I just looked at that. 430 people in here, 147 likes? Huh? To me? You're going to do that to me? You're going to treat me like that? Hit the like button, please. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not. Excuse me. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to GHB TV. Appreciate it. Thank you. And make sure you tap into Fighting Words with Bang, man. We on there a little bit later. And we're going to be having dinner. Sunday dinner. And if you know anything about Sunday dinner, we eat good. And we talk that shit. Hey, G, you see a knockdown in this fight with either fighter? Yup. Yup. But we ain't going to get too crazy. I ain't going to give away too much because there is a part two to this. So we ain't going to get too crazy. We're going to talk boxing, but we ain't going to lose our minds here. Take it easy. Everybody relax. Anybody makes a sudden move, this whole situation is going to turn into something else. I promise. But Canelo Alvarez will lose to Bud Crawford. Trust me. I know a lot of y'all don't like me. I know a lot of y'all can't stand me. But I know a little something about boxing. Trust me when I tell you. I've seen Canelo make adjustments. He made adjustments, great adjustments versus Danny Jacobs. There's been some fights he made some good adjustments. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, I made this live for something for you to think about. I want you to play this live back and really close your eyes and listen to the words. Don't look at the man speaking. The man speaking is just the man speaking, but listen to the words. I want you to play this video on your way to work. I want you to play this video while you at work. I want you to play this video when you jogging. I want you to play this video when you in the gym. I want you just to play this video and really listen to the words. Terrence Bud Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. Trust me. Trust me. This is going to be an epic fight. Possibly the best fight of this time. I'm glad they making this fight. Trust me. Chase Paper, appreciate the love. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like for you all to do is continue to have a blessed day. Continue to have a great day. Make sure you eat good. Get you some rest. Because me and Bang will be back in a few hours. We're going to be on his page. Fighting Words with Bang. Epic Live. This has been a roller coaster ride of a weekend when it comes to boxing. I would like for y'all to tap in. You ain't got to take my word for it. But tap in. If you tired of all that bullshitting, all that malarkey, come on, fuck with the gang. We got plenty of room over here. Trust me. We got plenty of room. Especially for soldiers. We love good soldiers. Come on down, have a seat, get you a plate, get you a fork, a knife, and a spoon, and let's get it. Sunday dinner, y'all. Few hours. Just get prepared. Go handle whatever errands you supposed to be handling. Take care of that shit now. Because when me and my guys sit down, we're going to get it popping. Y'all going to like it. You know? I just want y'all to pay attention. Again, play this video back and really listen to the words. Don't look at the man so much that's saying it. Just listen to the words. Listen to what's being said. Listen to what's being understood. A lot of y'all not gonna like it. I understand that. A lot of y'all not gonna like it, but y'all gonna learn to love it. I'm Greg Hackett. I'm tuning out. And again, one more time, I didn't get to give y'all this earlier, but the preferred way to donate to this channel would be Cash App, GregieCash. If you got Venmo, GregieCash. If you got my number, Apple Pay. I'm just saying. You don't have to, but we definitely greatly appreciate it. Again, go ahead and continue having a blessed day. Enjoy yourselves. There will be a part 2 to this video. Maybe in about a month or so. Maybe 2 months. You never know. But without y'all, there isn't a GHB TV, so I appreciate y'all. Let's get it. Get with me. I'll be back later. Thank you.